What is good, YouTube Sequence fam? So remember at the track, my car pretty much left me stranded in the middle of nowhere, hour and a half from home. So all I did was post the video of me and Freddie, but I didn't give you guys a full synopsis on what actually happened. So tonight, whatever you want to call it, that's what I'm gonna do. So guys, here's what happened. Ran the first race with Freddie. Everything was straight. The second race is whenever I kind of felt like something was getting a little finicky, and I noticed it, but I did have to get my car retuned, but I didn't think it was like that bad. And then hot lapping it going into the third race, I kind of revved it a little bit also after it was done. And I shot a flame from a hot licks kit, then I shot another flame, and then my car completely shut off. Like it was nothing, it was done. We had to push it. So I'm like, damn, like hopefully it's nothing serious. I didn't hear anything, no mysterious, like no crazy noises or anything like that. So I'm like, all right, maybe we all right. So we go back to the car. Being that the hot licks kit dumps fuel, I thought maybe the wires came loose once again. And I was like, maybe not. I wasn't really like tripping as much. I thought like the wire just came loose and all we had to do was crank it back up, yada, 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 and the car's gonna start. Pulled open the panel, looked at everything. The wires were connected, tight, never moved, nothing like that. So I'm like panicking at this point, right? So I waited about an hour, hour and a half, let the car cool off. You know what I'm saying? It was hot, I hot lapped her, I get it. So she started. So I was mad excited. She started. But when she started, I heard like a funny noise, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't a tick anymore. It almost sounded like a knock. So I shut her off, started recording the whole rest of the day. After I started recording the rest of the day, it's time to go. So I'm like, okay, cool, it's time to go. When I started her, I heard cluck, 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 cluck. Then I started panicking. So as I'm starting to panic, Freddie had little issues with his TRX too. It started overheating. Well, his thermostat closed up. So we're just literally blocking the front of the racetrack, but nobody's there. It's late at night. We rented the track out for a long time. So once we rented out the track and got all that together, we're leaving, right? I'm driving. I'm about 20 minutes from the track. Next thing you know, my oil temp light comes on, or like my oil, like the gauge just comes on. God damn it, nigga, loud as hell. Try and get the fuck. And soon as the light comes on, like normally if my oil is low on my car, the light will flash and then it'll go off. So it never stayed on I've never allowed that light to stay on in my car ever. The light came on and it stayed there. 5 seconds later, my whole car just completely shut off, like done. Like it just shut off. So at that point, I'm like, you know what? I'm an hour and 35 minutes from home. I was so pissed. Like, pissed off is an understatement. Soon as the light came on, the car shut off. Probably about a minute and a half, 2 minutes later, I have one guy pulled over. He literally got me like a few quarts of oil. I'm thinking that maybe that was a situation because I told him what happened. He asked if something was knocking. I was like, yes, but it was a mist of a bunch of different things. So we don't exactly know everything yet. That's why we're about to do this. We're about to do the oil change and drain it. We're going to check for metal shavings in the oil, etc., etc. So, but long story short, shout out to the two guys that literally stopped on the side of the road with me, helped me out, talked to me. We literally talked about a lot. And then shout out to the police officer that also stopped and allowed me to park my car. Instead of parking in the middle of nowhere, in the dark, in the woods, he allowed me to park my car 2 minutes down the road to the police station. He also had to jump my car because she was just dead after everything that was going on, the opening and closing of the doors, etc. So shout out to that police officer in Koontz, Texas. Is it Koontz? Koontz County. I don't even know how to say it, but Koontz, Texas, headed towards Beaumont area. I was that far from home. So shout out to those guys who literally sat there and helped me out, got me to push my car into the light and off the side of the road, because this thing is too heavy. So there was no way I could have done it by myself. Then I had to call my girl, and then I had to call him. So they rode together to come get me. An hour and a half, brought me home. The tow truck didn't bring my car home till the next night at 7 o'clock. So it was a shit show, man. It was a lot going on, but dealing with sports cars, dealing with all this, it happens, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta know it happens. So Freddie and them felt bad because I told them I'm just gonna stay out here with my car. The backstory on my car is, this is literally my first and only car that I got on my own. This was my dream car when I was really, really young. So it's more than just a car to me. It's sentimental value, you know what I'm saying? So I stayed with her, and we got home at 4:15 that morning. He had to go to work the next morning, and me and Jazz was just like, bro, yeah. So having to get my daughter up, having to take the other vehicle to come get me, bro, it was a lot. So stressful. But hopefully tonight we find out what's going on. That's why we're here with the oil change, and hopefully there is no metal shavings or anything in the oil, and we can just figure it out and hopefully retune until a possible upgrade. So we shall see. So I have a 2012 Dodge Challenger RT. This is the oil that it takes. Yeah, this is the oil filter, and have the other one right here. So yeah, wrong side there, stupid ass. And hopefully this works, because yeah, I don't feel like spending more money on this car, bro. I've spent so much money just to get it the way she is, so hopefully it's something not as serious, but we'll see. Shout out to all the people that also reached out to check on me, to see how I was doing, just, you know what I'm saying, to check in and check on me, check on the car. Like, I really appreciate y'all for doing that for me, because, man, like I said, good genuine people don't normally happen too often. So I'm just, thank y'all. I couldn't let that out, you know what I'm saying? So thank y'all for checking on me, making sure I was straight. I'm good. The weirdest noises in the woods you hear at night, that's a true statement. Yeah, we just gonna leave it at that. Black man in the woods at night by himself, 2 o'clock in the morning. Shout out to my brother Stitch down there. What's up, big dog?
I'm too fat for this shit.
So, yeah, basically, we about to drain the oil and hopefully find no metal shavings underneath there. And because, bro, look, bro. If you love a car so much, or you put so much money into it consistently, and it's a sports car, it happens. But when you push a certain amount of horsepower and stuff like that, you know, it's kind of like things could go wrong. So, but like I said, she is a 2012. Maybe it might be time to upgrade. I don't know. People be like, why you don't want to upgrade? Get a Scat Pack, get a Hellcat, get a GTR. You kind of just have to let things play, you know, their route. You can't like rush things. You can't just, if I feel like it's not the right time, or it's just not the right feeling, like, I'm not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna rush it. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So we shall see. And also, shout out to Freddie. Freddie felt bad. They were like, Freddie felt so bad because they left me out there. I want to give a shout out to Freddie too, because he came back, got me some food, got me some Whataburger. So I was pounding on that food while I was waiting in my car for my girl and Stitch to come get me. So he saved me, because we had been recording all day for like 8.5, 9 hours. We had been recording, I had been editing, I had been and just production, footage, etc., etc. So like I said, shout out to Freddie for bringing me some Whataburger back, bro. I appreciate you for real, and hopefully we're gonna shake back quick. But the synopsis on right now, just getting everything loosened up, getting the oil in the pan, and of course search the oil, etc., etc. Wish me luck. All right, so guys, we have the oil drained, and so far we haven't seen anything shiny in the oil. So far, no shavings. Haven't seen anything glittering. So I know normally you would see it. Normally it may hit the top. I know it hits the bottom too, but I know,
yeah, especially in oil, it would float.
Yeah.
And make it look like you got glitter.
So far.
So all this is just bubbles.
Yeah. So far so good.
Yeah, I don't see no type of.
Yeah. I feel like with the safety, and like I said, the car, I'm thinking it's the safety that shut the car off from continuously driving it. Because at the time, like I said, I didn't know the diagnostics of the car. I didn't know what was going on. So the safety feature of the car shuts the car off when it senses low oil pressure. So I'm thinking, I'm leaning more towards that kind of like 70-30 type situation. So if that's the situation, great. There is nothing wrong with the car. It's just, because we've been blowing flames lately at the car meets, and then going to the track. It was already a 2-hour drive and running it. So I'm guessing maybe that was the time. Maybe it was just time to, you know what I'm saying? And she just let me know, hey bro, I'm gonna need you to do something with me right now. So far so good. I don't see any shavings of any type of metal or anything. So that's a plus, because I don't need that. No. So now we're just gonna get the air filter.
Oil filter.
Saying that's what I meant. See, boy, it's been a long goddamn day, bro. My nerves been bad about my car. We're gonna get the oil filter. And I know sometimes you can check the oil filter too for shavings, right?
Yeah, if we can, yeah.
Yeah, I know you can kind of check it, but we're gonna check that too. Like I said, no oil filter with no shavings would be a blessing if we don't, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, I'm not this crazy YouTuber that just has all this money to blow and all this and that, you know what I'm saying? I'm average, just like y'all. I ain't rich. I'm average, just like everybody else, you know what I'm saying? My lifestyle's a little bit different than people, but like I encourage people, bro, if somebody can do it, you can do it too. So don't think I'm just out here spending buku money on all type of, nah, it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying?
Pushing me trying to make my own child.
Middle class, regular person. I just love what I do, so this is the reason I do it. But like I said, find the oil filter, no metal shavings. It is a load off my shoulders. So next thing is I guess need to figure out why it's burning oil so fast, because I really don't feel like it was supposed to burn oil that quick. But I guess that's for another time. Might not even be anything drastically wrong, but you know, your daily driver, I've had this car 11 years. So yeah, you know, it's like I'm in daddy mode, you know what I'm saying? So oil filters out of there. So far so good. Oil's right here. I'm gonna drain that, tightening up the other oil filter. Gonna put that in, and then once after that, gonna put this in, crank her up, and hopefully we don't hear no funny noises. If I hear a funny noise, Stitch. If I hear funny noise, Stitch.
I'm not funny.
You just out here making faces at the oil.
That one's a little Chinese. You see it?
Yeah.
But it's like barely. So it's like you skimmed it. That's glitter. I mean, it's not chunks.
Yeah.
It could be just like a bearing replacement, and that's it. But the oil filter caught it versus going into your oil pan.
So that's silver stuff?
Yeah. Especially right here on the right edge.
Yeah. Huh.
So it's like very minimal.
Yeah. Even though it's very minimal, I don't want any. Fuck. Hopefully it's nothing terrible. 'Cause I don't like to see silver anything in oil. I feel like shavings would be worse, but hopefully I don't know. I'm at a loss for words, bro. Lost for words right now, bro. Putting the oil back in. We have got a rigged funnel done by Stitch himself. So
Why buy a funnel?
yeah, why buy a funnel? It'd be alright. But
We got paper, construction paper, bottles, water bottles, Gatorade bottles, vitamin water,
all the above. We got
quarter oil bottle,
all the components we need over here.
and a knife.
Gotta use the knife. Well, guys, you can get a good little glimpse. There's looking like few small pieces of metal shavings.
Yeah, they're real small too.
They're real small. I know your ideal is to not have any, but it's not a lot. But you know, it still strikes a red flag. So it's very minimal, but
That's definitely like from your bearings.
yeah, and I figured it was from the bearings. That's what one of the guys said. And like I said, it was my oil light came on. It was very low. So, and the oil change was fairly new. So it's not like I didn't put oil or I didn't have an oil change. My oil change was done. So very minimal, but still in all, when you see that, you know, it's still a red flag. So definitely gonna have to get that checked out. Yeah, very minimal, but still is enough to make your nerves bad, that's for sure. So guys, long story short, like when you come across things like this, it's you just have to make like executive decisions, especially when, you know, that being my daily driver, and you have the amount of things that you have done to it. So you can't just like go about doing it any other way like somebody else that has multiple vehicles, et cetera, et cetera. You got to be smart about it. So I have to jump Rhonda. So I'm going to get her jumped, get her started, listen for knocks, listening to any type of unusual noise, and just see where it goes from there. And I'm been talking to a few guys on forums that have had like a very similar issue, and they said what they did was basically do the oil change, you know, check for the shavings, et cetera, and then put all the necessary quarts back in and drive the car for about 150 to 200 miles and then rechange the oil and see if there's any more shavings in it. So I think that's what I'm gonna do before just dumping a bunch of money into Rhonda, because at this point, I just don't see me dumping so much more money into the car, more than I've already done. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get her started. Hopefully this goes good. So guys, if you listen really, really, really close, you can hear the tick. So there is a knock. So I don't know if you can hear it. So yeah, that's not good. That's not good. So now we got to figure out the next step. But yeah, no bueno. I might have got to her. She might have shut off a little too late. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure something out.